Welcome to the Eclipse Awards edition of And They're Off. Frankly, I liked our Off the Awards show better, but late in the evening there was a palpable sense of relief that A, Zenyatta was named Horse of the Year, and B, the Eclipse ceremony was finally over. Steve Haskin, your takeaway from the Eclipse Awards, please.
Well, let's put it this way. I have to be honest. Yeah, I watched Mike Rapoli accept the award for Uncle Mo in the beginning, who I knew wouldn't be boring, and then I left. Yes, I left waiting for the Horse of the Year announcement. So I do have to say though, I did catch Mary Lou Whitney's speech, and I also have to say that I can't remember a more classy and heartfelt speech. I mean, she expressed what racing is all about and was genuinely humble and moved, and I thought that her speech was the highlight of the show, you know, other than, of course, the emotional Horse of the Year acceptance speech by Team Zenyatta. But I just thought Mary Lou, well, considering what she's been through and everything, I thought she was just great. And one other thing, listen, I like Kenny Rice, and I think he does a terrific job. But drop the bad jokes, Kenny. You know, this isn't the Oscars. Let the humor come spontaneously. When you have to resort to Snooki and Brett Favre jokes, then you're in big trouble. So just, you know, keep away from that. That's my tip for next year.
Kenny, we're always available for writing work, so please come see us. As much as I despise agreeing with Steve, I thought the Mary Lou Whitney segment was the most poignant moment of the show. Truly a bridge from racing's golden years to the present. And even though she was struggling a bit, she was hitting all the right notes, urging people to take care of their horses and take care of the people who take care of the horses. So, yeah, that was terrific. And how about a 5-minute limit on speeches? Would that bother anybody? would that be okay,
5 minutes?
guys?
I mean,
yeah, it's 5 minutes enough.
After last night, I'm willing to extend that to about 8 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, if everybody did the same speech that some of those people did, we'd still be sitting waiting for Horse of the Year to be announced. So, all right, very good. Congratulations to Zenyatta's connections and everybody else, all of the winners and the finalists. Well done for 2010. Moving from last year to this year, however, we've had our first significant stakes action of 2011, including some 3-year-old races. Steve, what have you seen thus far?
Well, I think we had a very interesting weekend. I believe the highlight was the Sham Stakes, and I was very impressed with Tapizar, who was very impressive breaking his maiden at Churchill Downs, and again came out to California and just, you know, handled some of the top horses out there, or at least some of the potentially top horses out there, with no problem at all. What I really like about this son of Tapit is the fact that when he broke his maiden by 10 lengths, he ran over a full second faster than they ran the Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes the same day. When he won the Sham Stakes, he ran over a full second faster than the older horses ran in the San Fernando Stakes the same day. So, you know, forget the fast times that they've had out there.
Yeah.
Just comparing this horse's times to the other horses, really good, solid stakes horses, on the same day he's run, to me indicates that he's a very good horse. He's got the pedigree, he's got the trainer, he's got everything going for him. And if you look at his pedigree, it's all the Winchell family breeding. You go back and it's the family of Olympio and Cuvée,
yeah.
And I just think this horse has a tremendous a lot of potential. His second dam, Call Now, won the Del Mar debutante. She's a half sister to Olympio, who won $1.4 million. The horse has got a very smooth action. I love the way he changed leads, and right now I can't fault this horse. Just drifting a couple of other horses over there at Oaklawn Park, we saw a very interesting allowance race, and that was won by Alternation, a horse that I was very high on. It was coming from Remington Park, trained by Donnie von Hemmel, who made a huge move in his maiden race. Of course, and drew off. But of course, you have to wait to see how these horses do against better company. He ran in a pretty tough allowance race, and it was a 3-horse photo, but I think it was a major step up for him. He's another horse with a tremendous pedigree, and I think he's got a bright future. And the horse he beat in there, definitely watch out for, Elite Alex, who hadn't run since July, going 5 furlongs at Delaware Park. Here he's stretching out to a mile, made a huge run at the leaders, and was only beaten ahead. And he finished a neck in front of a Larry Jones horse. Yes, a Larry Jones horse, who we will be discussing later. So even though it was a 3-horse photo, I think you're going to hear from all 3 of those horses. The Larry Jones horse is named Commander. So listen, I think it was a very interesting weekend. We also had the Smarty Jones Stakes at Oaklawn Park, which was won by another Donnie von Hemel horse coming from Remington Park. And the first 3 finishes all came out of the same race at Remington Park. So, you know, we've got things going on around here on the Triple Crown Trail, and I'm looking forward to some more interesting races coming up.
Taking our first steps on the trail, and good looking horses for 2011. Steve, Gulfstream Park is intent on turning into the comedy capital of horse racing after announcing breathalyzer tests for jockeys and racing officials to find out which ones are sober. The track has now begun estimating its attendance. After 5 days, they estimated they had attendance of 29,184. That's an estimate, folks. The track does not have turnstiles, so they arrived at this estimate by estimating how many cars are in the parking lot, then estimating how many people are in each car, and then they combine that with an estimate of how many of those estimated people in those estimated cars by programs, okay? Hey, Gulfstream, do us a favor. If you're going to estimate your attendance, give us a round number, okay? Make it 29,000. Okay, if you want to count 29,184, put some friggin' turnstiles in the place and actually do a count. Steve, these people are driving me crazy.
Well, just think if they were just think if they were carpooling. By the way, I think every car they see in the parking lot is going to have 6 people in there anyway.
Yeah, they don't.
And let's put it this way.
They don't charge for parking, so there's no count of the cars either. You know, they're just guessing.
Right. Well, just think how much they're shortchanging themselves by not estimating the number of hitchhikers, people walking and taking taxis and limos. And let me ask you a question, by the way. What's with the 29,000 in 5 days? That's 6,000 fans a day.
Yeah.
You would think they could estimate better than that. I mean, if I was estimating, I would make it 50,000.
Yeah.
Why 29?
Give yourself a crowd.
Yeah, I mean, they give themselves a little leeway by estimating. So.
All right, we can't wait to see what Gulfstream's got up their sleeves next. They have become a reliable source of comedy for this show. All right. We have a development in the Life at 10 Breeders' Cup fiasco. After 2 months, the Kentucky Horse Racing Commission discovered that the person conducting the investigation reports directly to the people he's investigating. 2 months to figure that one out, folks. So they've called in the state's Inspector General to assist in the probe. The Horse Racing Commission also announced there's no timetable for the investigation to be completed. Really? No kidding. Steve?
Well, listen, you know, no timetable. To me, it's pretty obvious. I know exactly what they're doing, by the way. They're planning on making an announcement. They're going to reveal everything on December 22nd, 2012. That's 1 day after the world is supposed to end. So they'll be laughing up their sleeves.
I see. So it's the Mayan calendar angle.
It's the Mayan calendar angle. Okay. That's when they're planning on making their announcement.
Maybe the Mayan calendar was at fault in the Life at 10 situation. I don't know. It was nice at the Eclipse Awards last night, by the way, when they had the nomination for John Velasquez, how they showed him, you know, riding Life at 10, you know, to all of her wonderful races. That was a nice reminder. Okay.
Could have been worse. They could have shown him riding her coming out of the gate.
Yeah, the Breeders' Cup, yeah. All right. Trainer Larry Jones, who you mentioned earlier, Steve, said he retired last year because he had aluminum poisoning in his body caused by overuse of his antiperspirant spray. Folks, you can't make this stuff up, and we wouldn't try to. His body's aluminum content was 6 times the amount it was supposed to be. Steve, I believe you have researched aluminum content, have you not?
Actually, I have, and I did find this out about aluminum toxicity. Okay, this is right out of the books.
Yeah.
Aluminum. This is going to explain everything. Aluminum toxicity was originally described in the mid to late 1970s in a series of patients in Newcastle, England, through an associated osteomalacic dialysis, osteodystrophy, that appeared to reverse itself upon changing of the dialysate water and deionized water, i.e. aluminum depleted water. So I hope that clears everything up.
Steve, do you agree with that research?
I don't know. I agree. I agree with all research. I was weaned on research. If it's down on paper, I agree with it.
Yeah, it's nice that they started doing these studies in 1970s, like all of these new chemicals that hit the market, you know, that nobody had tested, you know, what the consequences are. But, you know, Steve, if I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. Do not buy deodorant that comes in a Reynolds wrap box. You know, that's something you should not be doing. And as a rule, speed on the racetrack is always better than speed stick in the pits. That's what I live by those words, and I stand by it now. So
yeah,
Steve.
Well, listen, all kidding aside, you know, we just joke about it. But listen, whatever the heck this is, we don't want to trivialize it, and we wish Larry all the best. And most important, welcome back. You know, actually, Larry, I'm sure you have a few quips about this yourself, especially the symptoms of this, which I also researched. The principal symptom of aluminum poisoning is, and I quote, the loss of intellectual function, forgetfulness, inability to concentrate. Larry, you've come back with a bang. You've won races already. As I mentioned before, you have your horse on the Derby Trail, so I take it you're over these symptoms. And once again, welcome back. It's great to have you.
Steve, could you list those symptoms again, please? What was it? Dementia? What was it?
Well, actually, dementia was mentioned in there. I left it out. Dementia was part of the symptoms, but I didn't go that far.
Steve, I think I need to check my aluminum. that sounded exactly like me. All right. Ooh, that's scary. All right. Now to a man who always smells like an Irish Spring, Stable Boy. What deodorant do you stock in Casa Stable Boy?
I wear Old Spice Classic.
Old Spice Classic?
Yeah.
Not the new Old Spice. Is that like Coca-Cola Classic? Does that taste better?
No, but I've got to say something. I'm glad to work with such a Renaissance man, Steve Haskin, who can bring up both Snooki and, what was that, oxydystrophy in the same show.
You like that? You like how well-rounded I am, right?
It's fantastic.
You're almost as well-rounded as Snooki is, Steve. All right, very good. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Darby Dan Farm, and John Phillips did a magnificent job on the Eclipse Awards show last night. Congratulations to him and Darby Dan. Thank you to our viewers, and we will be back with you with our special Groundhog's Day show, February 2nd. Stable Boy will be looking to see his shadow that morning, so you cannot miss that one. All right. Steve Askin, take care. Everybody, take care out there. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.